He does something about it. Instead of talking about why a man was blind, Jesus set about to help him. That was the theme of his life. Mark tells us, quote, he went about doing good, end quote. Some people are so busy explaining things that they do not have time to do much. I doubt if Jesus attended many forums or discussion groups. He was so busy changing people and situations that he had little time for idle talk and speculations. He might have preached lengthy sermons on the dignity of labor, temptation, how to enjoy life, the immortality of the soul, the worth of children, and the fact that God answers prayer. Instead, he worked in a carpenter's shop. He met and conquered temptation in the wilderness. He went to parties and laughed with other happy people. He raised the dead. He stopped his sermon to love little children, and after he prayed, the power of the Lord was present. He might have talked long and loud about the need of man for human sympathy, the worth of womanhood, the blessing of humility, and the equal worth of all men. Instead, he wept at the grave of a friend. He treated all women with deep respect. He took a towel and washed his disciples' feet. He gave his time to the poor and outcasts. Instead of talking about how he could transform lives, he took a harlot and made her the first herald of his resurrection. Instead of arguing that the spirit is stronger than matter, he walked on the water. Instead of preaching that people need bread, he fed the multitude. Instead of telling how hard or how bad it is to be crippled, he said, "Arise, take up thy bed and walk." Instead of merely telling people they should forgive while he was dying and being spit upon, he prayed, "Father, forgive them." Instead of theorizing about God, he said, "I am the way." So we do not expect him to take time to argue the problem of pain and suffering. In the presence of need, his concern is to do something about it. There is a legend that a man was caught in a bed of quicksand. Confucius saw him and remarked, "There is evidence men should stay out of such places." There is evidence that men should stay out of such places. Buddha came by and said, "Let that life be a lesson to the rest of the world." Muhammad said about the man, "Alas, it is the will of Allah." The Hindu said to him, "Cheer up, friend. You will return to earth in another form." But when Jesus saw him, he said, "Give me your hand, brother, and I will pull you out." If we come to him to argue and speculate about the sins and needs of our lives, we'll go away disappointed. But when we come to him with a need and really want something done about it, it will be done. The Bible tells us, "For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved." John 3:17. Some people are so busy condemning sin that they have no time to do anything about it. Jesus was so busy saving the sinner that he had no time or reason to condemn. So whatever our need, if we want help, we can find it in him.